I'd like to give one story, and this has to do with something that is extremely powerful and should not be used lightly, but in the name of truth, I'm going to have to say it anyway. In this state, salvia is legal. After a particular hellacious heaven and hell experience, I found myself surrounded by a soft, glowing light that outlined my whole body, was in a soft glow, and as I watched it, except where it got to right here, where it was like a chalk outline, like a police chalk outline, just boom, boom, like an arrow. And I realized at that time what it was. I had always thought the beginnings of my problems had been when I was 7 years old, and I'd walk down a street and two boys from a gang who was invaded our neighborhood, to use that expression, who had that night, quote, invaded, unquote, our neighborhood, grabbed me, took me into an alley, and made me perform oral sex on them. And I always thought, well, that was where my mental illness started. That was the trauma. But this chalk outline which I had received brought to my mind the words of a Mexican curandero, like a shaman, who had said to his Anglo visitors before they tried this, "You have to treat it with respect. We only take this when there's no other way to help the person, and we have to look for deeper reasons he's not getting better, deeper problems, deeper resolutions." And it became open to me that the sharp outline was when I was 5 years old, and my mother called me over. I had my first pair of long pants, and I was running through the fields with my dog, just in heaven, and my knees had gotten threadbare. And my mother said, "Come on, we're going to cut him into shorts." And I said no, because these pants had a lot of meaning to me, because I had a cowboy plaque on my wall, and he had long pants, and this was my first pair of long pants. And I said no to my mother, and this was the first time this had ever happened. I was 5. And she put the scissors in, and she said, "Hold still." And I said, "I hate you." And she smacked me right there. And by humiliating me in this fashion while I stood there crying, she amputated my manhood, making me submissive, broiling in resentment over it, and I would have to face the repercussions of that sexually and otherwise throughout the rest of my life. And so all of this was revealed to me in a few seconds from a plant that most people feel, oh, that's just to get high, those crazy kids. And this is a shout out for some sanity for those who dare think outside the box. This is the Prophet from trailopen.com.